Topics today I think are very timely.
Good afternoon, Jeff. Absolutely. Try to be timely for our listeners and our key audience.
Great. So, Mark, what's up?
Well, first of all, one topic that's current that actually I've been asked a number of times over the last few weeks because, as you know, my company is very focused on New England, and we have a huge presence in Rhode Island. So with what's going on with Curt Schilling, the former star pitcher for the Red Sox, and his video company that he had moved to Rhode Island.
I bet you the Red Sox ownership is sitting back there with little smiles on their face after Schilling had been taking them down publicly a few months ago.
I think that they're not, I'm sure they're not displaying the affection that he would have liked if he hadn't done that, and they're keeping a little bit mum because you never know when the next shoe is going to drop. But it's a sad thing, and how it affects jobs. Just to give the audience from an employment perspective, Rhode Island has had a horrible unemployment rate for many years, and they're trying to be creative. They set up a fund to loan money to businesses that would open and add jobs to the economy.
Right.
And they lured Schilling and his company over the border, so he would add about 450 jobs, and that was and in return,
that's a lot of jobs.
Correct, and that's a lot of jobs for Rhode Islanders who desperately need jobs, and the politicians who want to deliver. And in return, though, they had to give Curt Schilling's company a lot of tax credits, loan a lot of money, and it just, you're talking about $78 to $100 million.
You know, it's interesting. Here is Curt Schilling. He's a startup entrepreneur with a startup business. I know he's funded himself, but it's anytime you invest in an entrepreneurship, you're in a batting average. And you know, right now I think we're into a PR war between Curt Schilling and the state.
Right. I mean, and in the end, because the average worker and the average person that sees that kind of money, they're not going to relate to a Curt Schilling who made about $150 million over his career. But I think that what we've got to take from this is, number one, Rhode Island is not a private equity company, and private equity companies said, we're not going to get involved with this. And then he came to the state, and obviously he beat the drum of jobs. And that's number one. Number two is you tell entrepreneurs all the time, try to focus in an area that you know very well. Curt Schilling was an amazing baseball player, particularly a pitcher, but he's still learning the nuances of the video business, a video game business.
Video games, software,
right.
Technology development, management, leadership.